Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Butterman for cdocs.com, and this is the tip of the day. So one of the more frustrating things that we might find with a terminal crown on a maxillary molar is that it tends to sometimes drift distally. That can be a huge problem. It can be uncomfortable for the patient to catch food, and it can certainly be an issue where we're developing caries just because of the inability to keep that area clean for the patient. So why does that happen, and how can we prevent that from happening with our new crowns? Because we sometimes do place a new crown and we end up with a situation where the patient comes back 6 months later and now they're catching food. So the biggest reason for that is where we build those contacts. And if we kind of center our contacts and we really focus on putting our contacts where we're going to be applying force in a mesial direction, so we want to sort of develop those contacts on the mesial marginal ridge, and we want to put them on the distal inclines on the mesial one half of the tooth. And basically when the patient now functions on that tooth, is going to want to kick it mesially instead of drifting it distally. On the other hand, if we put them on the mesial inclines, or if we put them on the distal half of the tooth, that's going to have the opposite effect, and we're going to end up in a situation where the patient starts to open a contact. So if we're looking at this design, normally blue for the occlusal is fine, but here I want to first take a look. I'm going to take off the colors, look at the contours, get a better look at where those inclines are, and now we're going to build our occlusion with purpose. So I'm going to definitely want to start with my mesial marginal ridge, and I'm just going to use my circular tool, and that's going to allow me to start to develop that contact. And so when the patient is functioning and putting some pressure on that mesial marginal ridge, it's going to want to really keep that tooth locked into the tooth in front of it and keep that space closed. Once I have something that I like there, I'll start to build just a little bit of a contact on that distal incline. And those 2 points really, and we can kind of increase the strength just a little bit in those few areas, but just putting pressure in those 2 points is really going to make a big difference, and it's going to go a long way to keep things closed. Also keep in mind that the contact strength for a terminal tooth, we want that a little bit heavier. So in this situation, green alone isn't enough. I generally put a little bit of yellow there. And with the combination of contact strength and building our occlusal contacts in the correct spots, we can prevent those areas from opening up. So I hope this information was helpful, and if you'd like to see more, please visit us on cdocs.com. Thank you.